Uh, Hello, everyone. Welcome to another webinar powered by Take. We have just started, and I have seen here that we already have some people online. So thank you very much to be here. It's a pleasure for us to have you. My name is Rafael Pacheco, and I will be the mediator of this webinar. It means that I am here just to make some questions for our guests, Sergio and Tuba, and to facilitate the process of questions and answers between you that are watching us right now and them. So today we're gonna talk, of course, about chatbots or smart contacts, as we like to call bots at Take. And we will talk about how to improve your chatbot engagement using analytics for conversations and how BLiP and Botanalytics can help you in this challenge. So it means I think that everyone know that so important as create a good chatbot is the capability of analyze what is happening inside of your chatbot, especially because conversational applications usually produce so many data, and the process of understand this data, it's not so easy. So in order to start this conversation, this webinar, I have some questions, but I really like to suggest you to send us comments, questions, or feedbacks during all the live. I am here just to connect you that are watching us to Sergio and Tuba. So hello, Tuba. Hello, Sergio. Thank you
Hello.
very much to be here. How are you, Sergio?
Great. I'm good. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. I would like to start this conversation with Tuba. So, Tuba, can you present yourself and explain a little bit what is bot analytics?
Yes, sure. Hello. I'm Tuba, head of product growth at Botanalytics. I've been with the company for 2 years now, and we are working on conversational analytics for text and voice platforms, so that we can improve human-to-bot communication. And I guess that's all about me. And today I'm here and excited about this new integration, and I will be talking about how you can use bot analytics and some tips and best practices on deploying your bots to our platform.
Perfect. And you start to say a little bit about bot analytics. Can you give us a brief overview about the capabilities, about the main features in bot analytics?
Yes, sure. Actually, I will share my screen so that I can go over the features and the platform.
Okay, it would be great.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Can you see it well? Is it okay now?
Yeah, it's okay. It's perfect.
Yeah. As bot analytics, we are, as I said, we are working on conversational analytics, and we currently support 15 platforms natively, and for the other platforms, we have a generic integration and some integration partners like BLiP. So the integration is very easy for all platforms, and with our BLiP integration, Sergio will talk about the details, it's very easy. And what we are doing is we are providing you some insights about your bot engagement so that you can understand user behavior, track engagement, and segment your conversations according to your messages. And we help you track your goals by creating funnels and segmenting events. And basically what we're doing is helping you building better conversational flows with analytics. And we have lots of enterprise customers and big and small companies and individual chatbot developers. And here are some of the brands that are using our platform. And as for the platform capabilities, I would like to show you a quick demo. Yes. I will start talking about our most popular feature. It's called conversation paths. For all the sessions that you're having, we are creating a flow like this. Here you can see the distribution of intents on your conversations, and you can tag or not handle intents as well. So when you click on an intent here, it's going to expand and you will be able to see the distribution of the conversations. And if you click on view transcript, you will be able to see the related part of the conversation so that you can understand user behavior better and find bottleneck points and find out what causes your users to leave the conversation. And this is how our main dashboard looks like. We are showing lots of data in real time, including your live conversations, total conversations, average session length, new users, total message delivered, and etc. These are all in real time except for some metrics. For example, for conversations, in order for like message threads to count as a conversation, we are waiting for 5 minutes after the session ends so that we can record it as a conversation. And you can also see the most active hours of your users and increase and decreases in the charts. And if you click on any chart here, it's going to expand and you will be able to see all the details. And you can pick a custom range, export this data to PDF or Excel, or do like lots of stuff. And as for user-specific metrics, as long as you're collecting the data, we are able to show like almost anything. We can show demographics data, I mean the gender distribution of your users, and the location data. If I click, it's going to be more detailed. And we have a new cool feature, and it's called Audience Builder. You can, after selecting your message type, like user or bot message, if you enter a value here and add it as a filter, and after applying, we are going to show you the people who talk about that topic. And it's very important because you can export this data and create some marketing campaigns or remarketing or sales. There are lots of ways to benefit from that data. And as for conversation, conversation insights. If you want to see a detailed transcript, it's also possible. Here is an example transcript, and I can see first seen, last seen, and total conversation count with this person as long as you're sending that data to us. And we can show the previous conversations if you like to go back and take a look at the previous ones. We have lots of features here, but I will just go over the most important ones, and feel free to discover them yourself later and let us know if you have any further questions. And in the engagement part, we have retention, and it shows the percentage of people coming back after the initial talk with your bot. And we are calculating in two different ways. One is for new users, and the other one is for active users. Here have you read this chart. After the first talk, 95% of the people came back and talked with my bot again. And I will sharing some tips about how to interpret this data when I'm talking about best practices. Let's talk about segmentation. And in segmentation section, we can create some specific events according to our business needs and track them accordingly. For example, let's say you would like to track how many people, right, I'd like to order a pizza. And let's give it a short name so that we can remember later. And as event type, I can choose bot text message or bot quick reply message or user's text message or bot text contains message, whatever we need to track. And after adding this as an event, we're gonna start tracking it for you. And you will be able to see how many times it happened today or yesterday or a week ago, so that you can compare the data according to date. And if you'd like to track multiple events at a time in a funnel format, it's also possible. And this is how you create it. First, I will show this example funnel. Here you can see 3 different events. The first one is order initiated, second one is pay button click, and the last one is order placed. And in total, the completion rate for all these 3 events is 13%. And here is how you set a new funnel. Let's give it a name. I need to choose my steps. And here you will see the events you previously created. Let's say segment 4, segment 2, and I can add more steps. Since this is a demo account, I cannot actually add more steps, but you can add like more steps here. And after saving your funnel, you will be able to see the data coming if you check regularly. And as for BLiP integration, Sergio will be talking about that. After connecting your bots easily to our platform, you will be able to benefit from all this analytics data.
Whoa, very interesting. Especially automatic event triggers and the geographic analytics. For me, it's very, very interesting. It's good to see. Sergio, can you present yourself and talk a little bit about Take and BLiP?
Yeah, sure. Thanks, Tuba, for having us here and join us in this webinar. I think bot analytics is like an essential tool for every bot builder nowadays. First, to present myself, my name is Sergio Passos. I'm co-founder and CTO at Take. Here at Take, we've been working with conversational interface since 1999, so it has been like 20 years working on conversational interfaces. We started with SMS, but now we have conversational experience across almost every messaging channel and also virtual assistants. We work with several brands, especially with large enterprises like banks, insurance companies, retail companies. We are based in Brazil, but we have built a platform that is called BLiP. And we think BLiP is the best enterprise level platform to create what the market calls chatbot, but we prefer to say that we need to create the best and the smartest contact that the enterprise and the brand needs to have while having this conversation with their customers. So BLiP is like this framework where we can put together not just developers, but also designers, data people, marketing people, so they can not just build the chatbot, but they can also manage, understand the conversations, and evolve the chatbot, make evolutions on this new experience. And we position ourselves as an horizontal platform. So we want the bot builders to enable them to use the best tools available on the market that they need to build this experience. And bot analytics is one of them for sure. I want to share my screen just to show you how easy it is to access bot analytics on our interface. So this is our main dashboard. For this demo, I just have one chatbot that I called BLiP Virtual Assistant. And just to showcase you in just 5 steps what BLiP is. So we have this dashboard with the main metrics for the chatbot. We have a visual builder interface, so you can build the conversational flow. You don't need to be a developer, but of course, if you have a developer on your company, you get everything you can get from the platform. We can handle different artificial intelligence providers, so you can choose the best available on the market to work with. We can connect to your chatbot in almost every messaging channel available nowadays, including WhatsApp. We are one of the few solution providers for WhatsApp worldwide. And we also have this analytics dashboard and custom reports that you can build customized reports for your specific project. But once you need more deep information about the experience that your customers are having with your brand, you need to use more specialized tools like dashboard. And that's why we have this integration tab. Botanalytics is the newest one. And to set up this integration with Botanalytics, all we need is the API key that we can get from Botanalytics configuration interface, and to activate this integration here. So I have my own account in Botanalytics. This is just another chatbot that I build on my spare time, and I can see all those metrics that Chuba just showed us. And I can add a new chatbot here. I can name it here like BLiP Virtual Assistant. I choose the platform I'm using to build that chatbot, in this case BLiP. I can input the category. I can choose customer support. And I can choose if it is in test or production environment. So I will choose production here. I can continue. And then I get my token here. And that's the only information I need to connect BLiP with dashboard. So if I copy the token here, I can paste it back on BLiP, save it, and make it active. So I'm done. Everything I need to work with Botanalytics is completed. I can see if I check the connection, it's still not available because we don't have any message coming in or coming out. So if I change for my phone right now, this is my testing chatbot. And if I click on some messages here, or if I type something here, the messages will go from BLiP to Botanalytics. And this is not in real time, but if I wait for a while and check it back, I can see that it is already integrated, and I can see the messages here. So I can see that I have live conversations, total message received, and it's very easy and very straightforward, and it's the best way to understand the customer behavior inside your conversation with your brand. I think that's it. It's just like in 3 steps, we can have everything done.
Yeah, it's very easy. Perfect. I am suspect to say, but BLiP for me it's incredible too. So, but the integration between BLiP and Botanalytics is really simple. It's really easy to do. I was looking to the questions from the audience, and we had a question about exactly what you say now, that we need just to go to integrations, select Botanalytics, and put the API key, and it's done. And it's great, perfect. Tuba, thinking about conversational applications, analyze the user engagement. It's one of most important. Do you agree?
I couldn't hear.
Oh, sorry. I was talking about when we think about conversational applications, analyze what is happening, what is the user engagement is one of the most important things. Do you agree?
Yes, absolutely. Because if you're working on a chatbot or voice assistant projects, most probably you have some KPIs, right? And that's why you're trying to improve your bot performance. So the analytics is the only way to see if you're on the right path, if there are some things that you need to work on or improve, because after you completely build your chatbot, I'm sure you all know that it's very difficult to make some improvements or change on the flow. So it's, I guess it's wiser to test while building and starting doing it just from the beginning. So analytics is the only solution to do that, I guess.
Perfect. And thinking about that, can you give us some best practices or some tricks about how can you improve the bot engagement using analytics tools like Botanalytics, for example?
Yeah. I guess my first tip would be there's something I most frequently hear from users. Before using analytics, they think that they need to have lots of users and lots of messages, and it's the only scenario that they are going to need chatbot analytics. But my suggestion would be start tracking performance and using analytics even while you are still testing your chatbot. So you don't really need to wait until you have lots of messages and conversations going. And my second tip would be you really need to do some like A/B testing as frequent as possible, and so that you can see if there are some points that need improvement. And finally, in order for you to benefit from analytics result, you can use platforms like Facebook and WhatsApp so that you can target right people and show related messages to them. The feature that I showed you, Audience Builder, is built for this. If you filter your users in a correct way, you will be able to understand who you are trying to talk to, and you can optimize the conversation flows according to their needs and their preferences in order to increase volume.
Yes, perfect. So let me just summarize if I am get everything. So before we start, we need to get more data, and when you see that your chatbot is having some users, so now it's the time to use analytics tools like Botanalytics. And now I need to understand what is happening, what's the things that the users are saying to my chatbot, and try to do better things like look into this data and understand what is the normal flow, and trying to do something different. It's like in this way.
Yeah, definitely. And how you interpret the metrics depend on the purposes you have built your bot. For example, let's talk about average session length. I cannot say that it's better if you have higher session length or like lower. It's like 100% depends on your case. If you have built your bot for like customer support, of course, you wouldn't aim for high average session length because it would mean that your bot is not really successful at handling the situation. But if you build the bot for entertainment purposes, or let's say for language learning, of course, you'd aim for higher average session length and higher retention.
Yeah, nice. Good tips. And Sergio, thinking about a chatbot maker like you, or as a person ahead of a chatbot platform like BLiP, can you give us some best practices or some tip of how to create a chatbot, but also looking to the difficult task of analyzing what is happening with your chatbot?
Sure, I agree with you, but I think the best thing to do is to start early. So if you're starting to build the conversation flow, starting to build the experience, you need to think about metrics on that moment. So you need to understand what kind of information you will need to understand if the customer is having a good experience, if they are achieving their goal inside the project, inside the chatbot. So the most information that you can track by that moment, the better will be in the future when you analyze, to optimize funnels, to optimize the experience, and finally to optimize the results for the project. So I think the first tip would be this one: start earlier, start thinking about metrics from the beginning. Second, I think we should look to analytics tools not just to understand what is going on, but also to take actions on top of it. So, for example, with this feature of audience building, we can segment users and use those segments to improve retention, to improve conversions. And we can also not just use the metrics, but we can also use the conversational transcripts. So you can make like a deep dive inside each one of those experiences. And you cannot just get information about the experience itself, you can get insights to the business as well. Because what we say here is that once we give people like a blank and open input text box, people can say everything they want to the brand. So this is the best way to get feedback from your customer. And once you have this transcript tool, you can deep dive in some of the most important, the most relevant conversations with your customers and get some feedbacks for the business as well. We have some cases, some success case where we get some feedbacks from the customer during the conversation that changed the business model of the company or changed their behavior in front of a specific challenge. So it is really important to have inside the team someone that is constantly looking into those metrics and into those conversations as well.
Yes, great. Very interesting. I have two questions here from the audience. And one of these questions I want you to make for both of you. And the other one I think is best for Tuba because it's about Botanalytics. The first one is, what is the most important metric for bot engagement? Tuba, can you start?
As I said, I guess it depends on the purpose of the bot. But I guess for user engagement, I would say conversation paths. Because it helps you understand how the conversation is distributed, and you can see the exit rates or the most chosen path. I guess it might be the best depending on the category.
Great. So looking to conversational part. And you, Sergio, what do you think?
Yeah, I agree with Tuba. It really depends. It's the best answer. Depends. But I think we can look on this goal on different lenses. And for example, for a customer service chatbot, I think, for example, retention is not a good metric to understand engagement. I think the best way to understand the result of a customer service chatbot is to understand if people are being able to solve their problem just with the chatbot, or are they looking to other channels like phone calls or the websites to handle those issues. So if the chatbot is capable of handle everything the customer needs to solve their problems, it's not a matter of engagement. It's just a matter of solving the problem to get those things done. But if you're building a chatbot the customers, to how it takes to the customer to get back to the conversation again. Some metrics are really important also, like for brands, how they are thinking about the experience, how they are in like 5-star. So it's a good design tip as well to ask the customer about the experience. So probably this is the most important metric, how the experience is for them, because if the experience is good, the retention will be good, the engagement will be good as well.
Okay, I think we had just a
But
little...
it depends.
Yeah, for sure. I think we had just a little problem with the internet, but
Okay.
I think we got the idea. So depends. If you are creating a chatbot for customer service, you need to look for good answers, and if you are looking to chatbots for, what you say, the second sample that you...
For marketing. Yeah, for marketing, like marketing, you want to improve the brand recognition with the customers. So you want to be sure that people are coming over and over to talk with the chatbot, not just for a single session, but if they're having several different sessions with a good experience.
Okay, good. So we had one question solved, and now I have another one that is, does Botanalytics also allow voice analytics?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay, so it's more easy, this one. So yes, you can use voice chatbots, voice assistants with Botanalytics.
Yeah, that's a good point, because we already have the integration with Google Assistant. It is in beta right now. So if we have developers in the audience that want to build Google Assistant action, they can build using BLiP, and they can use Botanalytics to analyze those conversations. It is the same process that we've showed before.
So if I am creating a chatbot using BLiP, so it's independent of if I'm creating a chatbot for text or for voice, are you creating the same way, and are you integrate with the Botanalytics in the same way? So it's everything transparent for everyone. Seamless, yeah, perfect. So let me see if we have more questions. I think no. So if you are watching us right now and you want to add a comment or suggest something or make another question, please, this is the time. We are finishing the webinar. But I want, before we finish, I want just ask for some final comments from Tuba and Sergio. So can you give us some final tips, or I don't know, something about conversational analytics? Tuba, we can start with you.
Yeah, I guess I don't have any specific tip in mind, but I can say that like bot building is something continuous. So there is nothing like I built my bot and that's it. No, you always need to improve and look for the best way to engage with your customers. Even if your metrics are like you can build a different version of the same bot, and so you can test it with different users. And I believe there is always a better version until you find the best, and that best will be a temporary best. You need to find another best. So
yes, I totally agree with you. If you are good, you also need to continue analyzing, because you can be also better. So yeah, it's very interesting. Sergio, and you?
Yeah, I just want to thank Tuba for having us, for being with us in this long journey. This is just the beginning. We've been having this conversation for a while. And they are a very good partner, and we wish to have you here in Brazil sometime to talk more deeply with our community about metrics and how to improve conversations. And I want to talk with the audience as well, because if you have any feedback, any comment about the platform, anything that you think we need to improve on the platform, please talk to us. We are continually looking for new integrations with new tools. So if you want to use a specific tool that you understand that will be helpful, not just to build the chatbot, but to evolve the chatbot, evolve the experience, please talk to us. We are really open for that. And we are working hard to make the best platform for you guys. So let us know. Let's work together.
Yes. And I'd like to thank your team for organizing this webinar and inviting me to speak. And it's a great pleasure for us to be integration partners with you and meeting you in person. You have a great team. And I hope we will take this collaboration to further in the near future.
Great. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Sergio. Thank you, Tuba. Was very interesting. I really liked to talk with you. So I think is that we are finished now. But just before, I want just to invite everyone to join us in Bots for You. It's the biggest conference about chatbot here in Brazil, and it will be in June 26th.
The world.
Sorry.
I think it's the largest conference in the world.
Yes, perfect. Now it's correct.
1,000 people in
yes, for sure. So I want to invite you to join us to the biggest conference in the world about chatbot. It will be in June 26 in São Paulo. So there is a website that you can get more informations. Is botsforyou.com.br, and we have a lot of important speakers confirmed. We have national and international specialists. So please take a look and join with us in June 26, Bots for You. Okay? So one time, thank you, Tuba, thank you, Sergio, and see you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Rafael. Bye-bye. We're still online.
Fábio? We are still alive or we are off? Okay. Sorry for the biggest